So you are born into a world where negative emotions create curse energy. It becomes the fuel for curse techniques used by people known as Jujutsu Sorcerers to fight curse spirits and curse users. Now, what kind of technique will you actually get? Well, that depends, because the moment you are born, things are already complicated, and there is a chance that you might end up spawning in three main clans. First is the Gojo clan, known for two powerful inherited techniques, the Limitless and the Six Eyes. If you manage to inherit these techniques, you'll be OP, especially the Six Eyes. Anyone born with it is automatically treated as the clan leader. Why? You see, the Limitless allows the user to control infinity itself, making it nearly impossible for attacks to ever reach them. Well, unless someone has a curse tool that can bypass it. The Limitless also has a massive offensive power. Blue is the pull, red is the push, and together it can destroy anything in its path. Meanwhile, the Six Eyes is a rare technique that lets the user see curse energy in extreme detail and instantly break down enemy techniques. It grants near perfect control over curse energy at an atomic level, and only one person can possess the Six Eyes at any given time. So with that kind of power, you'll be raised like a spoiled brat, aka a strategic resource. Because in this world, power is political, and you are that power. If you manage to inherit not only the Limitless but also the Six Eyes, you will change the entire balance of power. Your existence alone scares the shit out of everybody. That is why, the moment you are born, everyone wants you dead. And because you have this power, the expectations are high. You're expected to be good at everything. And you have to be, because so many lives depend on you. And without you, everything is cooked. But what happens if you are born into the Zenin clan? These guys value strength above everything else. Because of that mindset, inherited techniques are more valuable than family. So if they see you as weak or born without a curse technique, you'll be rejected or isolated. But if you are born with a really strong technique, especially the 10 Shadows technique, which is powerful enough to rival the Limitless and the Six Eyes. With that level of power, there's a high chance you could become the head of the clan and immediately be placed above the Hei. That's because the Zenin clan follows a strict internal ranking system. At the top is the Hei, an elite group made up of the clan's highest ranking fighters. Below them is the Kukuru unit, a lower division made up of members who don't have innate curse techniques. There is also the Akashi, made up of members who do have curse techniques but aren't strong enough to qualify for the elite unit. Also, the entire Zenin estate feels like a military compound. Beneath it lies a secured underground vault used to store curse tools. The clan also kept a large chamber where lower grade curse spirits were locked away that are used for training, punishment, and internal discipline. Being born here is pretty messed up. You might become strong, but you'll grow up with trauma and family issues. The moment you spawn, you're evaluated. Even if you're strong, you're still living under a hierarchy that always judging you. And discipline is violence. Like, who the heck tosses their kid into a basement with monsters? And even if you're strong or you have the 10 shadows, you either become the leader or your jealous uncles and other relatives will try to eat you.
Really, nigga?
So you will be raised like a property. Third is the Kamo clan, the most respected family among the big three. but their name is stained by one sorcerer so evil that what he did still haunts the family. As for your abilities, the Kamo clan is known for blood manipulation. And if you inherit it, you'll be able to control your own blood and use it for both offense and defense, which is insane, but that's also your biggest weakness. Because if you spam your technique, you're literally risking blood loss. So as extra ammo, you have to carry your own blood packs so you don't yeet yourself. But aside from the three main families, there are other well-known clans too, like the Inumaki clan. If you're born into this clan, you'll be known for cursed speech. And anyone who hears your command is forced to obey, which is really OP. But that also means you can't even talk normally, because if you accidentally say something you don't mean, you can hurt everyone around you. So you grew up speaking in safe filler words. People can still understand you, it just takes a little longer. And when you finally do use your technique, you can't overuse it or you'll destroy your own throat. And since that ability is so dangerous, you're treated like an outsider in Jujutsu society. To keep the technique from spreading, you're not allowed to, well, clap some cheeks, aka you'll die a virgin. But even if you are born outside the big three clans, you can still be born with an innate curse technique that usually shows up around the age of 5 or 6. But whatever technique you end up with, not everyone will accept it, especially the higher-ups. These old people prefer old-school, easy-to-explain techniques. They look down on modern-style sorcery, where curse techniques mixed with modern technology. But what happens if you're born with no curse technique at all? Well, that also depends. Some people who have zero curse techniques are born with something called heavenly restriction. Even though they lack curse techniques, they gain exceptional physical abilities like strength, speed, reflexes, things that you can use to your advantage with curse tools. The problem is, you can't see cursed spirits. However, you get crazy super senses that let you detect or fight them. Or you can just use cursed tools like special glasses. And on top of that, you're basically invisible. Some cases of heavenly restriction remove cursed energy entirely, which makes you undetectable to sorcerers who rely on sensing cursed energy. You can even slip through barriers, even domain expansions. And since you have no curse energy, you leave no curse energy footprints, because Jujutsu sorcerers leave residual curse energy that can be tracked. Yet not all clans are willing to accept someone born with this kind of restriction. And heavenly restriction can also work in the opposite way. In some cases, the body becomes physically fragile, but the person gains an insane amount of curse energy, so much that can cover an entire nation. So instead of fighting directly, you control or interact with the world using dolls or robots. But since you are physically fragile, you literally cannot touch grass or clap some chicks. Sure, that's still functionable, but it's still lonely as fuck. Or you try to make a deal with this cycle. One more thing you need to know is what happens if you're born a twin. Identical twins are treated as one individual, so their potential is split and capped. If one of you have the curse technique and curse energy, the other can't fully break through, even if you train harder, because Jujutsu treats both of you as a single person. The only time that limit disappears is if your twin dies. That is when you can finally awaken your full potential. Once you reach a certain age, you're sent to a school for Jujutsu Sorcerers. And if you're born in Japan, there are only two of them, Tokyo Jujutsu High and Kyoto Jujutsu High. Both schools only have a small number of students. There are lessons here and there, but most of the training is focused on actual combat. Like the most important event in the school is the Sister School Exchange event that takes place over 2 days, where day 1 is a team battle combined with curse exorcism in the area, while day 2 focus on one-on-one fights. So it's a Jujutsu battle where you can freely use curse techniques and curse tools. But killing is not allowed unless you're Yuji Itadori. Aside from this event, most of your learning comes from actual missions assigned to you as a student. But your teachers aren't crazy enough to send you alone on missions you can't handle unless they really want you dead. Most of the time, you'll be assigned in pairs or placed in a group of 3 or more sorcerers, depending on the difficulty of the mission. Sometimes, your teachers will even come along to assist you, but not all the time. So there's a high chance you will get injured, really injured. And not all the time, the Curse Spirit's grade is judged correctly on the official side. Or sometimes, the Curse Spirits just evolve and suddenly become stronger. And sometimes, Curse users, aka evil sorcerers, get involved. They team up with Curse Spirits to the point where students, teachers, and even civilians are killed in action. And that can seriously affect you. It can leave you with trauma or completely change who you are and what you believe in. But what are these grades that I keep yapping about? In this world, there's a grading system that applies to sorcerers, curse users, curse spirits, and even curse tools. It exists so sorcerers know which threats they're qualified to deal with. For example, grade 3 sorcerers are the average sorcerers. Most students are at this level and they're expected to handle grade 3 and grade 4 curses, while grade 1 sorcerers can handle grade 1 curses and in certain situations can even fight special grade curses, though that doesn't mean they can win. And the most dangerous and powerful are special grade sorcerers. And they are so strong that they can destroy an entire country all by themselves. But reaching these grades is not easy at all because there are a million chances you'll never be one of those guys. Yet, that doesn't mean you'll be useless. There's a chance you can become an assistant manager. You set up curtains, handle logistics, talk to civilians, and cover up incidents, like using a technique that doesn't fully heal you but keeps your injuries from getting worse. It might stop the bleeding or dull the pain, and sure, this role might not sound crazy OP, but managers have really important roles. You're the person holding communication together, moving teams, giving directions, keeping everyone alive. So this is also why you become a primary target. You get all the responsibility but zero power. And Jujutsu itself is a very, very complex power system. There are many layers of rules built in. One example is domain expansion, an advanced barrier technique that manifests your innate domain and strengthens your curse technique inside it with attacks that are almost guaranteed to hit. However, these rules can be countered in different ways. One example is simple domain. It can stop the guaranteed hit, but it usually only buys you a little time against stronger domains. Also, since curse techniques are tied to the brain, pushing them too hard can cause curse technique burnout, where your ability becomes unstable or temporarily impossible to use. And if you keep forcing recovery in extreme ways, you can damage your brain. The only way around this is using reverse curse technique because RCT converts curse energy into positive energy, allowing regeneration and healing. Even so, this is extremely hard to pull off and only a handful of sorcerers can do it. But these rules or limitation can be bypassed using binding vows, which are essentially contracts made with cursed energy. By setting limits on yourself or agreeing to conditions with someone else, you gain extra power or a specific advantage in return. But if you break a binding vow, you face serious and unpredictable consequences, and there are many more techniques and rules beyond this. As a sorcerer, you're constantly placed in life or death situations. That's why learning all of this is necessary. If you don't push your mind and body to the limit, you either die or fail to protect the people you love.